Hey, this is Brenda Devine from Purpose 8 Institute. And yes, I am back so that we can continue our conversation about purpose. So you already know I'm going through 14 different points that I wrote about how I discovered my purpose. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to discover your purpose. I'm just sharing with you how I discovered my purpose. So we are up to point 13, and it's a little long, so I'm going to read it. Point 13. Now pay attention. First, you were afraid and uncomfortable, but now you feel so much peace and joy. Think back to being a kid and connect the dots. What were you doing then that life talked you out of? Purpose was already there in you. So the content behind point number 13 is this. Is right now, you have purpose in you. When you were a kid, you had purpose in you. God created you with purpose. Before the earth was even formed, he had you in mind, and he put purpose in you. He created and designed you for purpose, for his purpose. So what you were doing as a kid, what you gravitated to, what you were inclined to, had something to do with your purpose, because creations do what they were created and designed to do. So now you're an adult and you're going, what is my purpose? Well, let's connect the dots. Think back about when you were a kid. What did you like to do? What were you inclined to do? What did you long to do? What did you want to do? What did you love to do? And somebody somewhere said, no, you can't do this. You probably should do that. And maybe you picked up somebody else's dreams or goals instead of your purpose. Maybe, like most of us, we go through society thinking that we have to make a certain amount of money, we have to live a certain place, we have to do certain things, we have to fit into a box. And maybe you were motivated by that like I was. But at some point, you have to realize that you that was a kid, that was pure, that was authentic, that was the essence of what you are. So now, years later, how do you connect back to that? Well, you have to start thinking about, what were your gifts? What were your talents? And along the way from being a kid to a grown-up, you picked up skills. So now you start thinking about, okay, God, what is it that you want me to do? Now, we've already gone over some points, and one of the points was having that honest conversation with God. And now you may or may not have had an answer. But let's say you've had an answer, and you're afraid, and you're confused. But once you start thinking about who you really are, who you were when you were a kid, and where you are now, and the desire to be that authentic person that you were when you were a kid, and you accept that God has a purpose for you, that fear, it rolls off. And you get comfortable in realizing that you can be that person again. You can be that child again. You can do what God has already put into you, and he gives you that ability to do that. You're already designed for it. You already have the capacity for it. He's already put all the pieces together. And now that your mind and your heart has been open and receptive to that, wow. Whew. There's that peace that comes over you, because you have a peace and an understanding that you know who you were, and you have an idea of what God wants you to be, what he wants you to do. And there's just nothing, absolutely nothing like that peace that comes over you. So I'm sharing that point for you. And we will continue on with the last point of the 14 points. This is Brenda Devine from Discover Your Purpose. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.